going through a bit of a interesting thing. It's a bit interesting. All right, okay. Now, am I live? Is everything working? No, you can't see my face. Oh my God, 1 second. Where can you see my face? Can you see my face? There we go. All right, okay. Can you see? Why can't I see the chat now? Why is the chat not working? Please, for the Mary of Cumberland, please work. Please. I just. Oh no, I've disappeared now. 1 second. Okay. All right. Okay. No. Okay. Why is my screen not working? 1 second. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got it. We got it. Did it work? Can I? Does it? Yes. 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 All right. Okay. Third time lucky. Lucky number 3. Start this again. Start this again. Okay. Now, the way that Bitcoin is looking right now, remove the wake up. I don't have makeup on. Look. No makeup. I mean, that's kind of my skin color. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean. There's no makeup on. Commercials, please. Nah, I haven't touched anything. My computer just went, you know what? Now is the moment. It is now. It is my time. It is my purpose. Trump is live from the White House? He is? What do you mean? He's like, he is? What is he? Why? What is it? What's going on from the White House? 1 second. C'est Guillaume. 1 second. Is it the peace deal? Oh my God.
You're respected all over the world, so I want to thank you very much for being here. It's a great honor to have you. The Alaska Summit reinforced my belief that while difficult, peace is within reach, and I believe
you guys hear it?
In a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is one of the key points that we need to consider, and we're going to be considering that at the table also, like who will do what, essentially. I'm optimistic that collectively we can reach an agreement that would deter any future aggression against Ukraine, and I actually think there won't be. I think that's even
can you guys hear
overrated,
me?
Largely overrated, but we're going to find out, and I think that the European nations are going to take a lot of the burden. We're going to help them, and we're going to make it very secure. We also need to discuss the possible exchanges of territory taken into consideration.
Are we getting a peace deal?
Line of contact. That means the war zone, the war lines that are pretty obvious, very sad, actually, to look at them. And negotiating positions. President Putin.
By the way.
Also, you have President of Ukraine, who is.
You guys noticed how big the words are on the page.
We're going to try and get a 3-party meeting, maybe as soon as we can.
I can read them. I can read the words.
Ultimately, this is a decision that can only be made by President Zelensky and by
big words.
The people of Ukraine working also together in agreement with President Putin. And I just think that's very good things are going to come of it. So I hope we have a good meeting. And if we can have a good meeting, I'll set up a meeting with President Putin. And
peace deal. This is just what he would like to see.
Not
right.
that I want to do that, but I will do that because we want to save a lot of people.
Putin's going to play with this guy. Do you think they have any?
We got to save him. Got to save it. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people sometimes a week. All of us would obviously prefer an immediate ceasefire while we work on a lasting peace, and maybe something like that could happen. As of this moment, it's not happening.
I'm back in the room.
President Zelensky and President Putin can talk a little bit more about that. You know, in the 6 or so wars that we stopped, we haven't had a ceasefire. And so I don't know that it's necessary. You can do it through the war. but it would be. I'd
Yeah,
like
he's
to
making
cease
fun
fire
of
from
them.
another standpoint. You immediately stop the killing. But
There's
I believe
not a
a
chance.
peace agreement at the end of all of this is something that's very attainable, and it can be done in the near future. With all of the wars that I got involved in, we only have this one left. Of course, as I walk out the door, there'll probably be a new one starting, and I'll get that stopped too. But I thought this was going to be one of the easier ones. It's actually one of the most difficult.
It's not really the only one
very
left.
complex. The next step would be for a trilateral meeting.
Why should he give up
that will be
Donbass?
worked out, and I just look forward to
Why?
working and having a great result. We're going to spend a lot
Iris,
of
are you
time
watching
today
the-
talking about, and we're really honored you guys came over. I mean, these are the heads of major countries.
He's not a clown. He's
and,
he's orange.
respected all
right?
over Europe.
Clowns aren't orange.
And they speak for, largely, I think I should say, but pretty much for the other countries of Europe. And we will come to a resolution today, I think, on almost everything, including
who cares if
probably the
they're
security.
not Russian? I don't even want to go. I don't want to go
that's
into it.
pretty
right?
much the story. I'd
I
like
think
to
you're
say, Mr.
completely
President, would
mistaken
you like
in
to
that-
say
in that
something?
side.
You have the media. If you want, you could come over.
Don't
and
count
you
as
could
Russian if
stand,
they're put
you
into
could
there.
use
and,
mine, or you could just turn around, whichever you feel comfortable with.
referendum is made.
Thank you so much. I can speak without microphone. Thank you so much. I think that we had very good conversation with President Trump.
Very good.
And it really was the best one. Or sorry, maybe the best one will be in the future. But it was really good. And we spoke about very sensitive points. The first one is security guarantees. And we are very happy with President that all the leaders are here, and the security in Ukraine depends on the United States and on.
But to be honest, anything that
on those
it
leaders
takes
who are
to
with us
stop this war,
in our hearts,
honestly.
they have been on
But they
live
need some sort of
before
security
yesterday
on the
and et cetera.
border.
So a
It's
lot
really,
of
really
countries
important.
on the side of Ukraine, our people, and all of us want to finish this war, stop Russia, and stop this war. We spoke about it, and we will speak more about security guarantees. This is very important that the United States gives such strong signal and is ready for security guarantees. The second point, or maybe the first, the humanitarian direction, very important to exchange all the prisoners, and I think that President will help, and I was very thankful to your wife again, Mr. President, for the letter.
It's one great
about
Trump
our
show, but
abducted
okay, maybe we get there. Yeah,
children,
exactly. I know what you mean,
and,
man.
I hope that really
I know exactly what you're talking
really
about.
can be a historic role for the people to bring kids back to the families and be happy. And
Get
the
the people
families.
back, yeah.
Yes, this is so important, and I'm happy that we discussed it, this track with the President Trump, and I hope that
I
we
think
will
they're
find
trying to get a ceasefire.
decisions. And
They're trying to get a
then,
ceasefire.
what is very important that all the sensitive things,
Did he wear a suit? He wore a suit.
etc. We will discuss on the level of leaders during
I
the
just
trilateral
noticed
meeting,
that.
and President Trump will try to organize such
Zelensky
meeting,
changed
and,
narration after
he said that he will
last
come or
time.
not
Oh,
come.
let's not go there, man. I don't wanna
Ukraine
go
will
there.
be happy if you
If you
will
both want me
participate.
there, I will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And I think this is very important. Yes, so security guarantees, bringing kids back, and all our people, not only warriors, first of all warriors, and all the civilians,
still
journalists,
conquerors.
a
Yes,
lot of
definitely.
people in prison. So
Definitely.
we need them.
It'll actually be
back.
deflationary, the
And
war going on
guarantees
there.
which will work for the years. We spoke about it, and I showed the President a lot of details on the battlefield, on the map. Thank you so much. Thank you for the map, by the way.
Good map.
It was great. I'm thinking how to take it back.
We'll get you.
No. I think that we had constructive, specific meeting, and I'm very thankful to all the leaders who are here, and you helped a lot, and so we're happy that we have such big unity today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much,
for hosting us.
Mr.
Thank you.
President. And I think you'll see that President Putin really
Macron
would like
is
to
definitely
do
not
something else. I think
comfortable.
when we set that up,
He
when
seems
we
quite
do,
annoyed.
I think
It's very
going to be
strange.
when, not if. I think you're going to see some very really
He didn't say
positive
thank you,
moves.
and
I know there's over
please.
1,000
He said thank
prisoners,
you
and I know they're going to
15
release them.
times,
Maybe
man.
they're going to release them very soon, like immediately, which I think is great. But we're going to set that up today after this meeting. So very good and great remarks. I appreciate it. Mark, as head of NATO, maybe you could say a few words, please.
Yes, I will be very brief. I really want to thank you, President of the United States, dear Donald, for the fact that you, as I said before, broke the deadlock basically with President Putin by starting that dialogue. And I think it was in February that you had the first
And then
phone
you
call,
will
and
start
from
to
there we are now where we are today. And that
Begin to
is,
skyrocket,
I
it's
think
true.
if we play this well,
Better buy
we could end this.
stocks.
And we have to end this. We have to stop the killing. We have to stop the destruction of Ukraine's infrastructure.
Gives himself the
It's a terrible
narcissistic
war.
privilege to interrupt everyone.
So
Yeah,
I'm really excited. And
Zelensky
let's make
did
the
his
best out of
homework.
today
He
and
knows
make
how to
sure
poke
that
it. Oh yeah.
from today onwards,
Oh yeah.
we
Zelensky
get
understands
this thing
now.
to an end as soon as possible. I
Brown
really want to thank you
nose.
for your leadership.
Brown nose,
What you are doing
gifts,
for Volodymyr, but of course also
like
all the
anything
European
that
colleagues.
makes him
It is
like
really
feel
crucial.
special.
And the fact that you
Perfect. Absolutely
have
perfect.
said I'm willing to participate in the
For
security
them, war is
guarantees
efficient
is a
machine
big
for
step. It's
laundering
really a
money
breakthrough,
as
and
well.
it makes all the
Come
difference.
on,
So
man.
also thank you for that.
Well, NATO
Don't
also
believe
has agreed
propaganda,
from
that's all I
2% to
would say.
5%, which is something that is a
Why is
massive
he
amount
telling
of
him
money.
as he's?
It's 2% that wasn't always paid to 5% that is paid. That's a big difference, and so we appreciate that. That was
Why do I
great
feel
move.
like
Thank you
I'm
very
watching
much.
a circus act?
Ursula,
It's
maybe
so
on behalf
it's
of the Commission, you could say a couple of
it really
words.
is, right? You know what I
Thank
mean?
you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a very important moment.
I'm tired of winning.
Indeed, we are here, Europeans, as friends and allies. We had a fantastic NATO summit. Together as the two largest and biggest economies in the world, we had the largest trade deal ever agreed. And now we are here to work together with you on a just and lasting peace for Ukraine. Stop the killing. This is really our common interest, stop the killing. And indeed, it's very good to hear that we're working on the security guarantees, Article 5 lies security guarantees.
Hello,
So
no, now
important.
you doing, Mama?
But I want to thank you also that you mentioned the thousands of Ukrainian children that have been abducted. And as a mother and grandmother, every single child has to go back to its family. This should be one of our main priorities also in these negotiations, to make sure that the children come back to Ukraine, to their families.
Thank you, and we did. I was just thinking we're here for a different reason, but
This
we
guy.
just a couple of weeks ago made the largest trade deal in history. So that's a big thing, and congratulations.
Why
That's
is
great.
this
Thank you
that
very
word
much,
still
Ursula.
on the position? Sorry,
Mr.
it is
Chancellor
them
from
fault. I don't
Germany.
understand what that means, man.
Very great leader.
Mr. President,
Please.
dear Donald, many thanks for having us today. I think this is extremely helpful that we are meeting.
They're all
and
saying what
hearing
the
that
Cheeto man
the
wants
two
to
of
hear,
you
but
are,
yeah, that's it. They
having
just want to
such a
make
good
him
meeting
happy.
today Here in Washington. The
How are you
next
gonna
steps ahead
meet
are
with Putin
the
on
more
Friday and sell
complicated
weapons?
ones.
I can't say that
The
word.
path is
I
open.
can't say
You
that.
opened it last Friday. But now the way is open for complicated negotiations. And to be honest, we all would like to see a ceasefire.
I love the
at the
Italian
latest from the
president.
next meeting on.
Just watch
I
watch
can't
her.
imagine
Her
that the next
facial
meeting
expressions.
would took place
Look at it. Her
without
facial
a
expressions
ceasefire.
are
So
world
let's
class.
work on that, and let's try
She's
to
just
put
like,
pressure on
honestly,
Russia,
can we just
because
like?
the credibility of these efforts we
at her.
are undertaking today are
She's
depending
counting
on
the flags.
at least a ceasefire from the beginning of the serious negotiations from next step on. So I would like to emphasize this aspect and would like to see a ceasefire from the next meeting, which should be a tried
Trump really is the guy. They're all praising him. Of
Well,
course,
we're
they're
gonna
just like,
let,
please, just
the president go over and talk to the president, and we'll see how that works out. And if
she
we
had
can
zero
do that.
emotion. It's not that.
I will
She's
say,
no.
and again, I say
She
it,
could not
in
care.
the 6 wars that I've
She's like,
settled,
I don't even want to be
I haven't
here.
had a
man.
ceasefire. We just got into negotiations, and one of the wars was, as you know, in the Congo was 31 years long. Another one that we settled last week with 2 great countries was 35 years going on, and we had no ceasefire. So if we can do the ceasefire, great.
She's a
And,
real.
if
She's
we
a
don't do
real
ceasefire,
boss.
there's
She's
many
a
other points
real
were
boss.
given to us.
She's a
Many
person
points were
that
given to us,
that
great
you
points.
don't want to meet down a dark
do.
alley because she's winning that. She's
Well,
winning
thank
that
you very much,
interaction.
Mr. President, for hosting us today in this important meeting.
Here we go.
And I think it is an important day, a new phase, after 3 years and a half that we didn't see any kind of sign from the Russian side that there was a willing for dialogue. So something is changing, something has changed, thanks to you. Thanks also to the stalling in the battlefield, which was achieved with the bravery of Ukrainians and with the unity that we all provided
I don't know what it
to
is.
Ukraine. And the reason why I mention
But-
it is that we also have
But
to
she's
remind
giving me hot vibes
that
right
if
now.
we want to reach peace and if we want to,
I don't know what it is.
guarantee justice, we have to do it united. So that's why
Yeah, I remember when she
it's
said,
a very good day, the one we
Fantastic
are
friendship
in.
with
You
Italy.
can obviously count on Italy as it was from the beginning. We are on the side of Ukraine, and we do absolutely support your efforts
I
towards
think every
peace.
world leader had to play Trump. Yeah,
We
that's
will
it. I
talk
understand
about
that.
many
Ran
important
out of
topics.
money, I'd say
The
no
first
other
one
reason,
is
huh?
security guarantees, how to
stand
be
that.
sure that it won't
I'm finding it
happen
strangely hot right
again,
now.
which is the precondition of every kind of peace. I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
that we will discuss about that. I'm happy that we will begin from a proposal, which is the, let's say, Article 5 model, which was Italian at the beginning. So we are always ready to bring our proposals for peace, for dialogue.
Ain't
It's
it?
something we have to build
What's the funny after
together
phone help and
to
after you
guarantee peace and to defend the
But this
security of
will
our
not-
nation. So thank
we're
you,
not
Mr.
there.
President, for
For me
hosting
to
us.
do the
Thank you
show.
very
Yeah,
much,
of course you're not there.
Emmanuel.
I mean, yeah. They don't see you guys as
Thank you,
important. It's
Mr.
really sad.
President, for organizing
Especially how much
this,
you helped at the beginning.
this meeting and for your commitment. And everything was said, but I just have to say here, everybody around this table is in favor of peace. And we work very hard, and we've worked very hard during the past few years to have a peace which is a robust and long-standing peace.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
This is
Macron,
why,
I get it.
the
I
idea
get
of
it. But there's a
trilateral
really
meeting
important question I
is
want to
very
ask you.
important because this
It's
is the only
super
way to
duper
fix
important.
it.
Like,
And
Macron,
by the way, I think as
Bro,
a follow-up, we would need probably
is
a
your
quadrilateral
wife a
meeting,
man?
Because when we speak about security guarantees, we speak about the whole security
Is
of
it-
the
bro,
European
is your wife a
continent.
man?
This is why we are
Can
all
someone-
united here with
can someone ask him?
Ukraine on this matter.
you know what I want?
In order to organize such a trilateral
What I-
meeting, your idea to ask for
What I want to put in to do,
both
right, is
of
go,
the-
okay,
at least to stop
peace
the killings, as we discuss, is a
peace
necessity.
deal. But
And,
part of the
we all
deal
support this idea.
is that
And in order to have
she
such
gets a blood
long-standing
test.
peace for Ukraine and for the whole continent,
proof,
we do need the security
Proof.
guarantees.
proof to me
And the first one is
your
clearly
wife's a woman.
credible Ukrainian army for the years and decades to come. And the second one is our own commitments, all of us. And we worked very hard during the past few months amongst the coalition of the willings with
Like,
the support of
that's
NATO,
all I see when he
to
talks. I
build
can't hear him.
pillars
I'm
of
like,
security guarantees
so,
and our commitments. And you
what's
can
with
be
your
sure
wife,
that the
bro?
Europeans are very lucid about the fact that they have their
or is your
fair
wife the
share
bro?
in these security guarantees for Ukraine, but their own security is clearly at stake in this situation. So you can count on us as we can count on you.
What did the diplomat
in
say
order to
on Macron's
deliver
wife? Man.
this, robust
It says
peace
man.
for both Ukraine and Europe.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Mr. Prime Minister.
Is the wife a bro?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you for hosting us here.
Riz, you're
can I
killing
start where
me.
Emmanuel
I'm
started,
just
which is
saying.
we all want peace. The war in Ukraine has had a huge impact, particularly on the Ukrainians.
Why
who've
do
borne
I
the brunt of it.
find
But it's also
the
had an
British
impact
Prime Minister,
on Europe and on the United Kingdom? There's
like,
another family or
he has
community that hasn't
such
been
little
affected. And when we
presence and
talk about
power
security,
that I
we're
just
talking
I
about
don't care
security
what
not
he's
just
saying.
of Ukraine, we're talking about the security
The wife has
of
a
Europe
cucumber in
and
his
the United
pocket.
Kingdom as well,
No,
which
it's
is
just
why this
no,
is
no.
such an
She's just happy
important
to see you,
I
right?
think this is such an important meeting. As a group, I think we've had.
But you have to be young, like really
a
young.
number of times, Mr. President, but be
That's
able
the
now
style.
to be around the table to
That's
take
the
it
style.
forward. And I really feel that we can. I think. With the right approach this afternoon,
Because
make
he's a
real
bellend. Yep,
progress,
that's a good way to
particularly
describe
on the
it.
security guarantees.
He gives me
and
that
your
vibe,
indication
for
of
sure.
security guarantees,
Because it's
some
Great
sort of
Britain. No, it's
Article
just
5
him.
style
Starmer is
guarantees
just.
fits with what we've been doing with the coalition of the willing.
He's just
which we
such
started some
weak.
months
He's
ago,
so
bringing
weak.
countries together and showing that we were prepared to step up to the plate when it came
How
to
this guy
security.
was like a
With you
like
coming
a
alongside
powerful
the US
barrister, I don't
alongside,
understand.
What we've already developed, I think we could take a really important step forward today, a historic step.
Like I feel like I'm
out of
gonna
this
take his
meeting
money.
in
You know what I
terms of
mean?
security for
I feel
Ukraine,
like he's the guy that when you go
security in Europe.
to the canteen
I
and go,
also
hey,
feel
can you buy my
that,
lunch? And he'll just buy
we
it
can
for you.
make real progress towards a just and lasting outcome. Obviously, that has to involve
His wife is even
Ukraine,
in the fifth
and a
grade math
trilateral
teacher.
meeting seems the sensible
She was
next
ugly,
step.
but
So
she
thank
was
you
a
for,
woman,
being
Marcus,
prepared to
right?
take that forward, because
It's
I
always
think,
there's always one
if
step
we can,
higher,
ensure
which is
that
a man.
that is the progress out of this meeting, both security guarantees and some sort of progress on trilateral meeting of some sort.
Shut up!
Some of the difficult issues to a head.
He's such a clown, man.
Today will be seen as a very important day in recent years in relation to a conflict which has gone on for 3 and a bit years, and so far nobody's been able to bring it to this point. So I thank you for that.
Well, thank you very much, and it was very interesting because this is the first for the White House. You can't say that very often.
Has no idea, but
Seen
the
a
piece
lot
is going
over
to
the
play
years,
along
over
because
the-
they need
since
the
1800,
job.
1799,
It's
to be
so true.
almost exact.
Bridget is a strong
because
man,
the first one,
very
we've had so
strong
many
man.
prime ministers, presidents, the heads of
Withdrawn
European,
online safety act. You better.
nations. And by the way, Alex, I'd like you to say a couple of
so
words
true.
too. You're a young, powerful man. Before I finish up, I want you to say a couple of words. Go ahead.
You're a young, powerful man. Is he talking about Bridget? Is it Bridget? Is it? Oh no. Okay, it's not. Wait, is that Bridget?
Thank you
Oh
very
no.
much,
Wait.
Mr. President. I think in the past 2 weeks we've probably had more progress in ending this
I can
war than
barely
we
hear
have
you on
in the
YouTube,
past
but
3.5
great.
years.
Oh really?
I
Oh, let
think
me
the
put
fact
the
that
sound up.
we're
one second.
around this table today is very much symbolic in the sense that it's Team Europe and Team United States.
Can you hear me better now?
helping
1 second. Let me
Ukraine.
put it up all the way.
And the progress that we're looking
how about that?
of this
Is that better?
meeting, is about the security guarantees, which are a big part
All right, there
of
we go.
this, and then of course moving towards a process. with
How's that? Is it better on the
meeting
tube?
with you, and President Putin and President Zelensky. Some of the international media might wonder, why is the president of Finland here?
Bridget isn't that
The reason is
young.
probably that we might come from a small country. but
No,
we have
Zelensky
a
isn't
lot
like,
more
why
than
am I here?
Russia,
It's just Zelensky's like,
over
okay,
800
all right,
miles.
all right.
And
I
we,
need
of
to
course,
kiss this
have
guy's
our own
ass
historical
so he can
experience
actually
with Russia
understand and help
from
us.
World War II,
It's
the
better,
Winter War
perfect.
and the War of
I can go up
Continuation.
more if you want me to.
And if I look at
Trump
the
is the
silver
only
lining
one
where we
enjoying
stand
this. Of
right
course.
now, we found a solution in
This is
1944.
Trump 101.
And
They
I'm
know how
sure
to
that
play him
we'll
now.
be able to find a solution in
Honestly, my
2025
feeling is that they
to end
play show
Russia's
at the
war of aggression and find
was
and get
made
a,
way before this meeting. Yeah, I
lasting,
think so. Of
and
course.
just peace. The
This is just a
situation
show.
is very difficult, but that's why we're here.
Thank you, Alex, very much. Good job. So we're going to be meeting for a while, and we're going to discuss some of the issues. And I don't think there's any issue that's overly complex. It's at a point now where people want to do things. I really do believe. I've known him for a long time. I've always had a great relationship with him. I think that President Putin wants to find an answer too. And we'll see.
Does he now?
At a
Does President
certain
Putin want
period
to
of
find
time,
an
not
answer
very
now?
far
Does
from
he?
now, a week or 2 weeks.
Does he,
to know
man?
whether or not we're going to solve this, or is this horrible fighting going to
Let me
continue?
ask you
We'll
guys a
investigate
question.
it.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question, right? This is the circle jerk. Oh my god, that's the best way to describe what's happening. Let me ask this question to you guys, right? This is the question I'm gonna ask you guys. What are the chances that Putin has those files that have been lost?
So it's something we really have to do.
You know, the files.
And, or at least we have to give it our best. So
You know the files I'm talking
our
about.
best, but I think we may have a very good outcome. So
Anyway.
I want to thank you all, and the media. I want to
Anyway, I think they have some files on this.
here for a little bit, and we're going to walk over to the Oval
You know, the
Office
guy that he's only met
And
twice,
we're gonna
but
have
seems to be on his
another
plane all the
discussion,
time and went to an island. You know?
about similar matters, and then they're
Anyone?
going to go home to their great countries and report. And I'm going to remain here and work, and you're going to go and work. We're all going to be working one. We may be in a different location, but that's what we know how to do is work. But I want to thank the media's been actually very fair, generally.
It's so
speaking,
boring.
very
Where's
fair.
Vance?
I think
He's
it's
been
important
relegated
that
to
they're
the back
fair,
just in
because
case he
this
goes,
is
hey,
this is a
say
very
thank you.
This is a very important subject.
Say
we have to
thank
get
you,
to.
all right?
And so, that's
And
all
I'm
we
glad you wore a
discussed
suit.
with the
That's
media. Thank you
what
all
I'm
very
adding to
much.
this
Appreciate
conversation.
it. Thank you very much.
No questions? No? All done? There's JD Vance. There we go. Done? No questions? All right. Well, okay. That was a 99.9 because no way they just became friends. Yeah, of course. Yeah. He was probably like, come here. Come here. This video. This video. Peace. Donbass. Give me Donbass video. That's exactly what happened. It's all a load of bullcrap, honestly. But like a peace deal will work really, really well for get the shovels there off the work. Putin is laughing. Look, of course he is. No, you know who's laughing? Do you know? Forget Putin. You know who's laughing? China. China is sitting there going, like, when. So basically, no one really cares about us, right? Apart from tariffs and stuff, right? Apart from that small little thing, but we are slowly taking control of everything in this world, and these guys are bickering about stupid things that no one cares about. Like, they're literally like, by the way, is my mic clipping at all? Is it very loud, or should I put the volume down? Is it too loud now? But yeah, he's super duper happy right now. Like, what are you talking about? He's on another planet. They're on another planet. Yeah, you guys, whatever. And then why do you think? Let me ask this question, right? Let me ask this question. Why do you think China is not involved in any wars and they just threaten it? Because it doesn't do anyone any good, ever, right? So they're just like, oh, cool, yeah, you do what you need to do. Oh, cool, 2 years spending that money on that. Oh, and we get cheap oil from Russia? Cool. Yeah. You guys do what you need to do while I mean, if I can find, I need to find it, but right now, China is buying so much that their stores, they're building new stores right now for oil because they're preparing for what is coming. I'm almost certain there's going to be some sort of peace. I'm certain, right? Because it's full-blown stalemate. No one is gaining from this. No one. But the only way that it's going to work is if they're going to give up some land. It's definitely the case. Putin will not allow it in any other way if that's not the case, right? But it has to be something where it's land with some level of security, and then Ukraine can just live their life in the Western way that they want to, and then Russia can do whatever they need to. That type of thing. India is now getting Russia oil. Yeah, but they're getting sanctioned. They'll change that very, very quickly. Hello, Festa. How you doing, my man? China is playing a game like a boss, just chilling in the background. Yeah, you don't hit. They don't even make waves. Trump is just an idiot. If he didn't open his mouth, would have made progress. Yeah, man. I was talking to I'm in a group like this, just like a bunch of friends, right? Old friends. And we were talking about, and we were wondering where we would be if Trump didn't do this tariff stuff. If he kept everything else perfect, but didn't do the tariff stuff, where would we be? Economically, where would we be? And we came to a conclusion that we would already be multiple cuts in, and I think we would be in full-blown aggressive alt season. Well, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Well, apart from China. We'd be going backwards. Everyone thinks Trump is, but think for a second. Yeah. Look, he likes to play the show. He likes to play. He's really good. Look, what Trump's really good, right, at doing. He's amazing, absolutely amazing at playing the media. All of that was to play the media. It has been a real letdown regarding crypto. Are you serious, Katie? Are you serious? Trump right now, you guys you think so short term. What Trump has done for crypto in this past, has it been a year? Hasn't even been a year, right? Within the first year of his term, is more than has ever happened in crypto. Ever. And what you guys don't need to, you guys are misunderstanding, you don't get, right? We're talking about short-term things here. Right now, we're talking about will it go up this month or will it go up next month? The way that the real world works is how many years in the future is this going to affect, right? Nothing in the real world, especially in a country the size of America and world geopolitics and things, happens within a few weeks. It happens over years. And what Trump is settling right now is going to change the world in relation to crypto. So if your mindset is 10 years, you're good. All right. You're put your things away if you're in good positions and just go. One of them is going to make you life-changing amounts of things, right? It might be funny at times, but Trump is the god. Yeah, he's got his good points. Look, the only thing I have with him, the only thing that I don't like is the way he presents things sometimes, right? He does it in such a haphazard way that the markets can't gain any footing. So you have these big pullbacks and problems that go on. That's it. Since Trump stepped into office, markets are non-stop crashing, and he's shorting the market. Well, he buys when he's about to do a tweet. He does that. He's very good at doing that. Yeah, very good. Anyway, so apart from that, all right. Look, now let's just go through quickly through this thing. I've got one more thing to talk about, so you guys can have an understanding where we're going. Right now. If this doesn't reclaim the 117, this looks like it's going to be going down to the 100 and between. Okay, let's make it a wider range because the market's so wobbly, right? Between, say, 112 and 110, right? Between 112 and 110, if this doesn't reclaim that and it rolls over, right? If we look at the RSI on the weekly, we wanted this to go up here, but it looks like if it stays within this range, it's going to be sideways for a while, for a bit, right? Which is not going to bode particularly too well for certain alts. But I expect now that the fact that these things are moving in multiple weeks earlier, I would say that markets are going to be moving in a more aggressive fashion in September, where I thought September would be a lull. Now, all of I'm going to say is related to one singular event. All of this is going to crescendo at one singular event. Nothing else matters. I promise you nothing else matters apart from this event, right? So I'll go through this quickly, get to those things, and then we can go from there. Also, there's something really interesting happening. Why have I got Bridget Macron on my screen? Never mind. Okay, cool. We'll finish on that. We'll finish on that, all right? Now, if we look at the liquidation mats, it looks like it's taken out a very key level at the top. But there's still liquidity down here, so it looks like it's likely that it could potentially come down to around 114 to maybe 112. We'll see what the price action does over the next few days. The Monday range has been... There's no clear direction until the day closes today. If it's below the 117, I think there could be some more red in the market going into that direction. Now, the chances of... I say in the group September bluff. Could be. We'll see. Well, now I was thinking September... lull, but the way that the market started getting heated, it went in a different direction. We still look at the Fed watch, the rate cut. It looks like it's a given. Still, the market is expecting a rate cut. Oh man, if it doesn't have a rate cut, that there is a problem. If it doesn't have a rate cut, right? That's the issue that we will be looking at. Now, if we look through some other aspects, I want to say to a few other things. Is there anything else that's of real importance? Oh yeah, one other thing. This rejection of the high of the the previous high of daily exchange volume ain't great. We would like it to go higher than that. This could roll over and come back down to these areas. When those things happens, it could cause some issues in the market, but that issues can have also some form of pullback as well as it comes in. But it could be a bounce point in that area. Now, a few more things that I will say, right? Now, if you look at the S&P 500, it looks like it's going to come back and tap the area that I was talking about. So probably about the 6413. If it bounces from there, all the markets, everything is going to bounce as well. And it's going to be dependent again on one thing. You say September, no, it all depends on one particular thing. Now we look at gold. It still looks like it's rolling over. The losing of the 55-day EMA, and especially this level here, is going to pump the market aggressively. I don't care what anyone says, but I think a rate cut will actually roll this over in the opposite direction, actually start going up from there. Now, if we look at USDT dominance, it came and tested I was going to say 4.39, but as close as you can say to the 4.39 as you can, right? Right now, it's looking still on the down. It still looks a downtrend. We we haven't rolled over or created the high. If this comes, and even if it comes up to here, the 4.51, and then rejects and comes down, that is still a lower high, and that means continuation down. This level, this channel that I stated, you know, it's held multiple times. It is a very, very strong level of support, and more importantly, this 410. That fake out was wild, right? Okay, it's a wild fake out that happened, and it's rolled over. We have to see what happens here. We have to see what's going on. Watch this super duper carefully. I would ideally want it back within the channel, which is the 4.27 area, right? 50,000 likes. 50,000. No, it's at 24,000. No one gives me 50,000 anymore. Right. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, this still looks good. We are getting some red in the market, but it still looks good. We haven't lost any key levels. We haven't broken back into the range. We are still underneath the 60% level. Start getting a bit more worried when it gets into the 60% level. That's really, really important. That's the situation that I would highly recommend that you guys watch carefully, right? Watch this carefully. If we look at the total Bitcoin divided by total 3, we have in somewhat developed a lower high, right? Which ain't great, which isn't fantastic, but this doesn't look terrible. This graph doesn't look terrible. That's something I'll say. If it can hold the 8.92 million, right, on the daily, and finds that as support, that is very, very bullish. That's extremely bullish, and that could make the alts actually start moving. And I expect at one particular point, and I'm going to give you that point where it could be, right? ETH against Bitcoin, yep, look, bounced off that key level that I showed. If it holds that level, great. We could have a further pull back down to this level of support here, but I think that looks okay for the time being. It looks like we have to see where the market is actually going right now. Let the Monday range finish. Let the day candle close. Where are we here? Yeah, let the day candle close 4 hours and 30 minutes. Then we can reevaluate from that position from there, right? If we look at the total market cap, still looks bullish, still looks in a good way. It bounced off that trend line perfectly, and now it's sitting above the 21-day EMA. To be honest, I would not be surprised if tomorrow isn't green. I would be not surprised, but we'll see. And the reason why I can say that is this as well. I want you guys to actually check this out and understand this factor here. The ratio between the shorts and the longs, triad, perfect time. All right. The ratio between the longs and the shorts, right? There are more shorts than long. That usually corrects itself, which means there's going to be a short squeeze of some form or another. That short squeeze could cause a particular, maybe short term. We'll see where that goes, but they could cause a short-term rally tomorrow. We'll see how it goes from there. Watch that carefully, right? Total 3, okay. It's not terrible. It's in decision point. Usually when things are at decision point, I would ideally want it above the 1.05 trillion, but we will see, right? I would ideally want it above that, but it's at decision point right now. It losing the 21-day EMA could cause a further deeper correction, and we could start looking at the 958 billion level from that point on, right? We will get a relief rally in Asia session, maybe. Could be, right? That's what I'm saying, because that ratio between the shorts and the long usually causes some form of a short squeeze to happen. Now, if we look at Ethereum USD, it ain't great, bruv, right? Ethereum USD ain't looking Gucci right now. And that's the problem, right? Well, that I'm seeing in this. We could see it come back and possibly test this zone here, the 4,150. It's very possible that could be done. But I could see it further go. And look, if it regains the 4,429, that's great. That's a change of trend, and that can be continuation up. But if it rejects off that point, which it could do, If tomorrow becomes green, that could be a rejection point. Watch that area carefully, right? And see what happens from there. If you look at others, others are still okay. Look, we're still higher high, higher low, right? It's still okay. We're still above the 21-day EMA. We're still holding relatively okay. We've had a pullback. Believe me, we've had a pullback today, right? But nothing about this is giving me like absolute dread. When these things go below these major EMAs, that's when things start getting a bit iffy, especially if it starts going below the 200-day EMA, which, strangely enough, is perfectly aligned with this multi-year trend line. Now, what I will say, all of this, and I mean all of what I've said, means absolute nothing, because it's all dependent on one thing. Exactly. Let me move this. Oh my, perfect timing. Perfect timing. It all depends on one thing. And that one thing is this Saturday. Actually, well, not actually this, well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Jackson Hole, and then Saturday we have the actual speech, Jackson Hole, right? There's also the he's going to be speaking as well. But what happens at Jackson Hole, what is described at Jackson Hole, and the decisions that are made in Jackson Hole is going to mean everything. And I mean everything. If they give a sentiment that they're looking to, how best to say it, they're looking to grow the economy through intervention, through the Fed or any form of action on that level, markets will go crazy. I really want everyone to really understand that. You guys have this. I've given this to you. Cryptocraft.com. Always keep this on your tab. Because crypto right now and the larger market of where we are, we're in a hypersensitive mode right now, especially as we're at really high levels, and we have our wallets are heavy, right? Especially people who are early. Some of us aren't. Late people got in late aren't. But the wallets are heavy, real heavy. So when negative news and market makers play on your emotions, that there will cause people to start taking some profits, clipping a little bit, playing around a little bit, right? This is the key factor that I would say. What happens at Jackson Hole changes everything. So everything I've said is great. Things can look like absolute ASS. Bitcoin could be here at 102. The moment at Jackson Hole, they come up and go, we're looking to bolster the economy through government intervention, or says something like the market is looking weaker than we expected, or the unemployment is looking weaker, or saying something like we looked into the interest rates and we're understanding inflation. We're understanding that this tariff is a singular move, or we're looking to bolster the employment, or anything, any type of language that provides negativity towards either the growth potential of the market or employment. The market will go absolutely parabolic. It will go parabolic, complete and utter God candles everywhere, because that is a confirmation of a rate cut. And I tell you, man, markets want a rate cut right now. They want a rate cut. As simple as that. That is a fundamental fact that I'm going to tell you. Now, I want to on better, more interesting news, right? Right. I want everyone to understand. Rez, you need to chat with Orange Man or be his script writer. No, man, he's better this way. Gold candle sounds wonderful. It does, right? Sproul speaks on Friday. It's the speech he has on Saturday from Jackson Hole is going to be very important, because that's where the leaders of the economic leaders, in essence, the actual central banks, are talking to each other. That's where actual movements are made. Now, remember that guy I told you? Coming on to more interesting things, right? Remember this guy that I showed you about? This guy. GG only, right? This guy. So I can explain to you guys who this person is, so you guys really have an understanding of what's happening and what's going on. GG only is a guy that basically holds the entrance and runs some of the biggest whale groups in the industry. He is the one that has created some real bangers. He was the one that brought money into to Nero, that sent Nero to billions of dollars. He's the one that sent Captain BNB to $135 million, all that kind of stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to put this into the chats. I'm going to put it into the chat here. Right? So you guys all are here. I want you all to come and see and understand what's happening. Right? There we go. Seeing what's happening, what's going on with, and I want you to read one particular project that's going to be there. Shall I click this project? Does anyone know what project this is? Anyone know what project this is? I'll click it. You guys ready? I'll click it. Oh! Wait one second. What's this? Wait. What's this? Wait, what's happening? Bro, market is tanking. Really? Yes, I'm down 70%. Fat guy isn't. And also, I'm gonna show you one more thing, just so you guys can understand. What is happening right now. Because I couldn't believe it. When someone told me this, I was like, what? Who's this dude? Who's this guy? Does anyone know who this guy is? Does anyone understand who this dude is? This guy here. You know this guy? You know Sweep? Does anyone know Sweep? Do anyone know X Sweep? No? No one knows this guy? No one understands who this person is? No one connects the dots? No dot connections? No? Okay. I mean, I gave you dot connections before, and then the coin went up like 60%. But it's up to you guys. So yeah, I want all of you guys to make sure I put it into the link in the chat. I can't see it on. Yeah, it's here, and it's also recorded, so you guys can go and check it out afterwards. It's really important, really interesting to understand. It's going to be a really cool chat. It's going to be an hour long. We're going to go through the project, go through the movement forward, what's happening, what's going on, where the direction of everything's going on, and we're going to be on the platform where his big whales are going to be listening in. All right. Cool. Now, any questions? Is there any questions before I head off? Because I have it's crazy busy on our side at this present moment. It's big things are coming, and we can go from there. Any questions at all? Anything you want me to talk about? Anything you guys want to know? There's two real factors here: Jackson Hole and watching this thing. Because look, I'll tell you one thing, right? Crypto Twitter does not care about red in the market. Does not care about where the market is going. If the key figures and the right people are talking about a project, it will go crazy. Simple as that. What do you do at this moment? Me, I'm waiting. See, it depends. It depends on your risk profile, right? Have you been in Jackson's Hole? No, unfortunately. Jackson's Hole is only. I can't do that joke. Can I do that joke? Can I do that joke? How can I do that joke? Jackson's Hole has only been only particular age groups have been to Jackson's Hole. That's all I'm gonna say. Very particular people. You know what I'm saying? Friday or Saturday. So Friday he has a speak, but he speaks from Jackson Hole on Saturday. Now I feel weird saying it now. 3 p.m. EST, if I remember right. Yep, that should be correct. Yep, all that kind of stuff. Any other questions? Right now, I'm wait and see mode. Right now, I'm not being hasty. If you're going to play with leverage, you have to be very, very careful. There are a lot of people right now that are itching to do something, and in my humble opinion, it's not the right time to do anything on that level. There's a lot of key factors that have not been played, not been hit. We could have a further stronger pullback. We definitely could, but it doesn't mean that is the end. In my opinion, there is a lot of high impact news that are coming in, and you see the effect of high impact news. Good news, like CPI, rocketed the market. PPI pulled it back. This is the nature of high return yield plays and these type of tokens. All right, guys, that was fun. Even though I had some technical problems in the beginning, but just understand that, you know, at my point, that moment, I haven't seen any key levels being broken that would scare me. Pullbacks are normal. I'm looking at what's going on. All right, but make your own decisions. Make sure you understand what you're doing. Make sure you have your own risk profiles. And look, I'm coming from a place where I got in very early on a lot of things. So my biggest amount of my numbers that I have in my wallets are from very early trades, and they are unbelievably up. Right. So that's the situation. Right. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna go. If you have time is your friend. Right. Don't forget, these things are multi-month, year movements that we're looking at. And also never forget, what the US government is doing is going to change this industry like you would not believe. But that takes time. That's it. That's why I'll leave you on that thing. And at that moment, what I will say to you guys right now, right, and it's really, really important, is that make sure you look at the key things. These moments right now, this is the last thing I'll leave you, right? This is the last thing I'll leave you. These moments right now, when things are tough, shows you which projects you need to be looking at. Especially really high risk projects. Especially ones that people conceive as a low market cap, high risk projects. And if you look, there are people doing silly things on projects that people have been talking really highly of. And what's happening, the project that we're talking about, that tomorrow there's going to be a AMA on, is barely moved. Never forget that fact, right? It's barely moved back. I wouldn't even consider it a pullback. It is certain people fearing things on the other parts of their wallets and understanding, wait, and then they look back and go, oh, it's barely moved. Understand that side is there and we're working, and the only time when things go ugly, Pandal rugged. Yeah, exactly. Like that, for example, right? People put hundreds of thousands of dollars into that. 10 months, guys. 10 months. If there isn't any sense of badge of honor, it's that badge. All right. Anyway, I'll get you guys later. All love, peace, and affection. Hope you guys had 50,000. Thank you so much, man. You guys are awesome. I hope you guys had some laughs. I hope you guys had some funny bits. I hope you relaxed a little bit. I hope I can give that to you in these type of moments, as well as giving some information and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, love, peace, affection. I hope you had a little bit of a chuckle, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, peace, 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 love, and all that kind of stuff.